I wish I was clever with my hands. They're beautiful.
We always did them when I was little. My grandmother came from Latvia and she knew all the traditional patterns.
All right, get them up.
All right, all of you, come on up quickly. Come on, quickly. Wait!
Well, what about the people in the restaurant?
There's no one there. It's only 7:30. Now, when you get out onto the street, walk naturally. Your guide will be on the corner.
Fast, what? Extra 2. Chat naturally. Use the little French you learned. Good luck. Wait. Sorry, that's it. Don't worry, they must have made it. But I'm afraid you're going to have to stick it out for another couple of days. Papers? Guide goes on time, you see. I'm sorry.
Come on, Lieutenant. Another spell in the cellar for you, I'm afraid.
Just my luck. Oh, is the barman all right?
Fine, he'll be in soon.
Where's Albert?
He's all right. He'll be in a minute.
Every time he gets away, everybody always gets irritable. Have you noticed?
I can't say I have.
Not much.
What's he doing out there? I'm going to see.
No, he'll be in when he's ready.
Oh, she wants her medicine. Do you want me to take it out?
Would you? No, I'm not going to let her make me feel like this. And why should I?
Maybe just a little bit guilty. Just a little.
No, not even a little bit.
Damn, there's one left. Good God, is there no end to them? That's 18 we've moved this week, and it's only Wednesday.
Where's my husband?
They're making a delivery, madame. He couldn't come. He asked me to.
Madame McCurr will be calling this morning. She's bringing the priest with her. What time is it now?
Just after 7:30.
You do come to work early, Monique. I hope my husband appreciates you.
I assure you he does, madame.
Get me a fresh bed jacket.
He's not going to be easy to shift, you know. There just isn't any room anywhere. We've given Yvette a problem. What time is she due back?
She should come in on the 10 o'clock train. She'll be here by 7:15 if everything's all right. Do you like this one? I painted it for Andre.
Haven't you anything better to do?
No, not that one. That's it, that one. Yes, it may have a coffee stain on it somewhere, but it doesn't matter.
Andre, how are you? You're looking better. I brought Father Girard to see you.
Father, thank you for coming again.
Madame.
Andre, my dear, I simply can't stay. I've got so much to do this morning, and my nephew Francois-Marie is coming this afternoon. Goodbye, my dear.
Goodbye, Celeste. Thank you.
I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, Father.
I'll see Madame McCall.
Oh, no, please.
Oh, yes, I will, and stay downstairs. Anything I can get you, Father?
No, nothing, monsieur. You're very kind. I will simply talk to your wife and hear her confession, if she so wishes.
Right.
May I? It's less formal. Now, how are you feeling?
Not very good. Father, I'm sorry.
You're in much pain?
No, it's not that. I seem to have fallen into despair. I'm ashamed. I've even become angry with my lot. I'm angry with God for permitting it. Why, Father? What have I done? Is it not enough that I'm paralyzed? Must my husband turn from me also?
Surely your husband is kind to you?
Oh, yes, he's kind to me. I don't want his kindness or his pity. I want his love. And he has none to give.
It's appalling to see the fatherland devastated like this. This was a street of dwelling houses. This was a preparatory school. These were local shops and more houses. There was no conceivable military target within 80 kilometers. It's indiscriminate murder.
Accurate bombing is not so easy.
Accuracy has got nothing to do with it. Saturation bombing is indefensible. It's a crime against humanity. The Allied air forces should be condemned by world opinion.
Herr Sturmbannführer, we forfeited that opinion when the Luftwaffe bombed Warsaw and London. It was a grave error of judgment by those in authority. If we'd been permitted to continue with the systematic destruction of airfields and military targets, instead of the ludicrous waste of men and machines in the bombing of cities, might not have had to look at these pictures now.
You are questioning the Führer's decisions?
With respect, I was not aware the decision had come from the Chancellery. Someone, a politician, not a military man, decided to switch tactics, to terrorize the British. It was ill-advised. It may have worked with the Poles for other reasons, but anyone who had the remotest knowledge of the British should have known it would not work. It was stupid to a degree. It could well have cost us the war.
It's as well to consider an opinion before you voice it, Herr Major. But I respect your frankness. In my position, I get very little of it from anyone. However, don't delude yourself into thinking that only military minds are capable of advancing our cause. It was not the generals who rebuilt Germany. I became a member of the National Socialist Party at its inception. I have seen the Führer's grand design for the Third Reich come to fruition. Germany is a great power once more, only a few years after being ground into the earth by the Allies. That is not a little thing, Brandt. And it was not achieved by the military.
No loyal German underestimates our achievements. It just seems a pity we've not been permitted to enjoy them and build on them.
There I agree. Come. What is it, Runnett?
A report from the Abwehr for Major Brandt, sir.
Oh, thank you. Well, that's something, at least. The British agent working with the evasion lines were on to him at last.
Excellent. Do we know his identity?
No.
Not even his cover?
No, not yet, but in 48 hours we will. Herr Sturmbannführer, may I request the use of 3 of your men? Well, all my units, they're dispersed rounding up the terror figures from last night's raids. This could be important.
Very well. I agree.
Thank you.
Oh, before you go, you don't see these things very often, but the Gestapo sees everything. They have troop movement orders for the next 10 weeks. I think you'll find them interesting.
Am I glad to see you? We're becoming slightly concerned.
Is everything all right? More or less. But it's becoming more difficult all the time. There's so much troop movement. What's happening?
Well, it's just rumors, but they say that half the infantry and the armored units are being sent to the Russian front. I imagine that is so. I sense it's something closer at hand than that.
Albert.
Right. Excuse me. I must go and give Ulrike a hand. We are busy today. That's the end of the wine. There's no more after that. You bet.
Oh, no, thanks. What news of Thierry? They killed him. We think they tortured him first, but got nothing. They deported his family to Germany. I didn't like his views, but he was a brave man, and I honor him.
He's dead, and I'm sorry. But we must still carry on. Natalie, please.
Albert, what about the 6 that came in from Liège?
There's still no news, so they must be managing.
And the 4 you couldn't place?
I kept them here in the cellar.
What?
Yes, I know. It's dangerous, and I shouldn't have brought them here. But it was nearly curfew. They had no papers, and there was no one else.
Well, have they gone yet?
Yes, Cheval took them this morning in the delivery truck. All except one. A patrol came through, and they simply had to go and leave him. He's still here. Oh, Father! Please. This is Father Girard. He's just been visiting my wife.
Forgive me, I didn't mean to startle you, but we're required to move about the Priory as silently as possible. I'm sorry.
So are we.
You heard us talking, Father.
I couldn't help doing so.
You must have understood the gist of what we were saying.
Yes.
That can complicate things for us.
No. Father, you're from the Priory near Lessines?
Yes, the Priory of Saint-Raphael. You know our house?
I know Father Pierre Moussin. He knew my parents when they were alive.
Well, he's our father prior and a very fine man. He is also my dear friend.
Father Pierre has helped us on more than one occasion.
I know that, my daughter. It was I who drove that truck across the frontier 3 weeks ago.
Then I will trust you, please. Father, as you may have overheard, we have a British fly here, and we need to move into a safe house. Will you help us?
I was about to offer. You see, I came to Brussels in the farm lorry with our produce for the market. He can return with me to the Priory, and I'll find a way to get him to you later.
On your own?
You may trust me, monsieur. God is on the side of the righteous, and I have no doubt in my mind that the issues are, for the first time in history, clear for a man of faith.
Thank you, Father. We would be most grateful.
I shall tell the Father Prior, of course.
Is that necessary? Surely the fewer who know, the better.
Yes, but he's already committed to your cause. He's a deeply spiritual man, but a very worldly one as well, if you can accept the paradox. Where is your English?
I'll fetch you.
I apologize for the lack of electricity. Since the occupation, it comes and goes without warning. You'll be safe here. You use my bed whenever you wish. I'll sleep in the brothers' dormitory.
Please, you mustn't disturb yourself. I'll be fine in a corner.
No, I wouldn't hear of it, my son. I imagine you'll need all the rest that you can get. We're connected again. Now, I'll go down to the kitchen to see if I can get you some food and some hot drink. Would you mind wearing a habit?
Of course not.
Good. I'll inform the Father Prior of your presence.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
He's my oldest friend and my much-loved colleague. He'll help us, I can assure you.
Enter. Girard, how was your trip into the city?
As always, highly awaited and totally unprofitable. Father, I must speak with you.
Father, we are formal, Girard.
It is to my Father Prior that I speak and not my friend.
I see. What is it?
I haven't returned alone. There's a British airman in my room. He's trying to evade capture and return to England. I promised I would assist. Do you wish us to leave?
Of course not. As the Father Prior of this house, I know nothing of this. As your friend, I will give all assistance. You know that. What will happen? Have arrangements been made?
I will be contacted and told where to deliver our guest immediately after Easter.
Then we must ensure that he has every opportunity to celebrate Easter in his own way. Is he, by any chance, of the Roman faith?
You know, I never asked him.
Careful. That's better. Thank you.
Would you like a hot drink?
No, nothing.
Well, I'll go and see if I can get some more sleep.
Albert, stay with me just for a little while. Don't you want to?
Of course. But you must get some sleep yourself. You need your rest. Did that priest hear your confession this morning?
Yes.
Yes. Looks like a nice man. And I can't imagine what you have to unburden.
You don't understand, Albert. Even invalids sin.
Oh, it's cold. It's hopeless like everything else these days. Won't burn, doesn't throw out any heat.
Albert, did you never care for me, never love me, not even in the beginning?
Oh, Andre, what nonsense. Natalie's painted some beautiful eggs. You'll see them on Easter Day. What about some sleep? I'm going to bring that wheelchair up from the cellar. Leave it in here. You can practice a little each day.
Why? Why suddenly now?
Because it's time you tried to get about. It's 2 years since the damn thing was up here. You must try.
I don't want to.
You must.
You can't make me, Albert. I'm not going to make myself look ridiculous again. Please, don't be difficult.
Difficult? What do you think it is for me now? You won't try because you don't want to succeed. This way, you have me bound hand and foot. You can tyrannize me and cripple my whole existence. I'm going back to bed.
Don't talk to me about being crippled.
But why? Why do you mistrust our informants? Because more than half the time they only tell us what they wish us to know. Perhaps they're too terrified for anything else. The Gestapo's not exactly known for its gentleness or gratitude. Are you or are you not interested in this informant?
Of course I'm interested. My Brandt, I should like to say something. The Gestapo and the SS achieve a very great deal by fear and intimidation. It's a prime factor in our approach. We are maligned for it, of course, irrespective of our achievements. But may I remind you that we obtain positive results with a minimum of persuasion precisely because our enemies are conditioned by this fear. If we have to resort to other methods, it's regrettable but necessary. It brings results, and it brings them quickly. I care about Germany. It matters to me that we win this war quickly, and with as little hurt to my fatherland as is possible. I also believe without reservation that Germany will not only win this war, but that she has a divine directive to do so, irrespective of any finer feelings that we may possess. They are irrelevant. I don't have time for speculative activities with possible informants. There is not the time.
May I return to the point, please? The informant who sent me the note this morning has promised to bring in a man who will lead us to Lifeline's headquarters. And to the British agent who is organizing them.
You are certain of this?
No, not until he's actually in my office.
Do you know his name? The one who will lead us to this spectacular coup?
Only as Bastien.
But already you trust him.
I trust my informant.
It's always nice when people trust each other. Now, may I return to my work?
The informant will bring Bastien to this office at 5 o'clock. And they moved so strangely. As if trying not to be seen, which was really why I noticed.
And then?
Then Father Girard went to the kitchen and took him some food. the brethren's food.
If I know Father Girard, it would be his own food. My son, I am perfectly well aware of this man's presence among us. Father Girard told me immediately. He is an RAF officer, and he remains here with my approval and my blessing.
It is not right, Father.
Anselm, you have been with me here for more than a decade. What is it you are saying to me? Is it that you side with the Germans and regard this British flyer as an enemy, or what?
No, it is not that. I take no sides. We are brethren in holy orders. We are not involved. All men are the same to us. We cannot take sides and remain true to our vows, to our faith.
You are rendering unto Caesar, then, that which is Caesar's, am I right?
Yes, Father. Is that not what our conscience and our beliefs would have us do?
And if Father Girard is doing what his own conscience and beliefs enjoin him to do?
He cannot. It flies against our vows. And it endangers the priory and the brothers.
Ah, have we not come to the nub of the thing, Anselm? It endangers us. Is it not your fear speaking, brother?
No, it is not. Father, before God, I swear it is not that. I do not think it is the business of those in holy orders to involve themselves in the things of the outside world.
Anselm, listen to me. Are we not fulfilling our duty to our faith and our conscience when we combat such an evil?
No, Father. Christ did not teach that. We turn the other cheek and submit to the will of God. He will seek us out, if we deserve, and if he so wills.
That is not my interpretation of the Church's function, brother.
And the Sermon on the Mount?
Do you imagine for one moment that Christianity would have survived and spread throughout the earth without the Church? When our Savior perished upon the cross, his teachings would have ascended into heaven with him if my namesake had not been a realist. Christ himself knew that and called Simon Peter the rock upon which he would build. That same Peter preserved his own life by denying Christ. But he stayed alive to make a practical faith out of sublime principles. Christianity is alive today because of the Roman Church.
Father, do you not believe in Christ as the Son of God?
Have I denied it? But I also believe in the Holy Roman Church and its purpose, and in that I have total faith. When will they understand? The Church, like the army, is no place for children.
Sounds suspiciously like heresy.
Not you, too, Girard, please. Come, we must consider the services for Easter Day.
All right, you.
You all right?
Yes, I'm all right. Just feeling sorry for myself.
We all feel sorry for ourselves sometime or other.
Oh, we shouldn't. Sentimental rubbish, it disgusts me.
You have the simplest life in the world. It's not easy for you.
Easy for me. What do you think it is for her? What sort of a life do you think she has? Paralyzed, nothing to live for, a burden to everyone and knowing it. Christ almighty, it's my fault she's up there. And I feel sorry for myself. Don't waste your sympathy.
Okay.
He's feeling a bit,
I know how he's feeling.
Can we move Oliver from the Priory on Tuesday?
Yes. He goes down to Mons to wait there for Cheval.
I wouldn't bother him for a moment if I were you.
Oliver's not the problem anymore, you are.
What do you mean?
Oh, I've got to get him up. Heartache or not. Albert!
What is it, Nick?
Wait till Albert gets here.
Well, these have got to go out by tomorrow. No empties, no supplies. That's the way things are nowadays. Bottle for bottle.
Put that down. We've got a real problem. Bastian's been following Curtis.
Bastien? But I would have noticed.
And you didn't. Natalie did. We've been keeping an eye on him ever since we suspected.
Why didn't you tell us this before?
We weren't sure. Now we are. He's going to sell out to the Germans.
But how are you sure?
You want to risk it?
Is there any real doubt? He's got to be got rid of. Today. Now.
It's my job, Albert. It's me he's turning in.
That's exactly why you can't do it. He'd suspect as soon as he saw you. Where is he now?
He went into Van Rice's bar, off the market.
Get my hat and coat, will you? I don't like asking you to do this, but could you take Andre's medicine up for her? I had an accident.
He'll be all right. He has great courage, you know.
You don't know the half of it. Not the half of it.
So, well, Herr Major, it would seem that your trusted informant is not quite so trustworthy as you had imagined. I've wasted nearly 3 hours sitting waiting for someone who has plainly made a fool of us both. I resent that.
My apologies, Herr Sturmbannführer. I'll try to find out what has happened.
It is perfectly clear. Shall we go about our business, sir?
Is it true there's British airmen hidden in the Priory?
It is God's eyes that are everywhere, my brother, not mine.
But if it is true, then we're all being incriminated. It's not fair.
Is it a crime to give sanctuary, then? Even if it were true, we have no right to deny our brother's gesture.
Nor has your brother the right to involve you in that of which you may be ignorant.
Our Father Prior expresses his regrets at being unable to supervise the ward with us this night. He has visitors from the city. Will you read to us, brother?
Of course, Father.
Brother Swore.
Et confestim mane concilium facientes sume sacerdotis cum senioribus, and scribis and universo concilio.
Brother Girard, I accuse you of harboring a wanted man and endangering not only your brothers' lives, but their freedom of decision and their own consciences. You have no right to do this thing.
Is this the accusation of you all?
No, Father, it is not. Let our brother here speak for himself, but not for those he has not consulted.
But this goes against all our teachings. How can you become part of this?
Brother, I have not become part of it. I am part of it by the fact that I exist as a Christian witness. It is self-evident. We are involved.
No. No. Never.
We are involved.
But I assure you there is no problem. Your British airman may remain within these walls until such time as you are able to receive him.
There is great risk. No, Father, you can't just brush it aside like that. You don't know the Gestapo. Your cloth wouldn't save you, nor would it excuse you. This action could bring torture, even death.
For the monks, as well as yourself, remember that.
I am not likely to forget my brothers, monsieur, any more than a father forgets his children.
Just after Dunkirk at St. Saviour's Abbey, the abbot tried to involve the whole house in helping invaders. And the monks didn't like that, and they all left.
I did hear of it, my son.
But perhaps you heard that the abbot was tortured and killed. His God didn't protect him from that.
I have a suspicion of lack of faith, Monsieur Foire. Am I right? In these days, it is even more difficult to maintain than hitherto.
I would believe, if I could.
Belief is not a prerequisite of Christian faith. The desire to believe is enough for Mother Church.
I've not always managed to retain my confidence in churchmen, Father Pierre.
Father, would Father Girard be able to deliver the Englishman to a specified rendezvous?
He would.
And if the Germans should pick up his trail and make a search?
That is a chance we take.
You can expect someone to establish contact on Tuesday. He will make himself known to you by offering a Dutch guilder for the poor box. Thank you for your help. We always hope for it, but do not expect it.
God bless you, my daughter. God speed your work.
You're a very unusual priest, I think, Father Pierre.
I am a practical man, Monsieur Foray. My father was a stonemason. I learned to use my hands in conjunction with my head at an early age. If Germany wins this war, then all that I hold sacred is lost, perhaps forever. My faith in the Almighty has never precluded my giving him a helping hand when the opportunity arose. I suspect his hands were never fuller than now. I would ask you to be especially careful. This way.
Come on, everyone. We'll be late.
You're lucky I'm going with you at all. I haven't been to a church for more years than I care to remember.
We're suitably honored, Monsieur Foray.
What are we all going for, anyway?
Albert, it is Good Friday.
Hello, where's everyone off to? Surely you don't need to ask. It is Good Friday.
Lifeline's going to church, Mr. Curtis.
Why don't you come with us? Might do you some good.
All right, I will. I'd rather like to.
Was there some reason you came here today?
Hasn't Alan told you?
Told us what?
We've been in contact with London. Lifeline has just returned its 200th evader to England. Well done.
Well, perhaps we are doing the right thing this morning. Shall we go?
I regret it is but a simple meal. Our resources are impossibly stretched these days. What we have is yours.
You're very kind, but I don't want to take anything from anyone else's plate. This is clearly yours.
No need to enter in that fashion. The door wasn't locked.
My men are trained to Russian entry. It's safer.
Not for the occupant, surely. Brothers weren't armed even in the Middle Ages, monsieur. May I know whom I'm addressing?
Sturmbannführer Kessler, Gestapo. You're all under arrest.
Führen Sie die ab. Heraus hier.
That's the one.
Where are you taking these men? I insist that you stop.
Aus dem Weg. I do not want to shoot you, Father. Get out of the way, please. Anlegen!
Wait!
Are you in charge here?
I am the Father Prior.
What's your name?
I am known as Father Pierre.
Real name?
That is my chosen name. Please tell me what is happening.
I'm arresting traitors caught harboring an enemy flyer. A terrorflieger, a murderer of women and children.
My brothers and I have nothing to do with this ghastly war, and as little as possible with society. What do you hope to gain by terrorizing simple monks who have abjured the outside world?
The Reich has no quarrel with monastic houses as yet. Not until they become involved in resistance.
Then kindly release my brethren.
They were caught red-handed. This British flyer was being hidden and aided by these men.
They are monks.
I make no distinction. If it's charity you think you are giving, let me remind you it not only begins at home, it should remain there.
Where are you taking them?
Only into the garden.
But why?
Because I'm going to have them shot. Well, you wouldn't want blood on your scrubbed stone floors, would we?
But you promised. You said no harm.
No one is to leave until Chef.
Anhalten, hier kommt keiner raus.
You cannot do this.
I assure you, I can. Take this one.
Los, machen Sie schon raus. Führen Sie ihn ab.
And those two.
These two are innocent, I am sure.
But not the other one.
You said caught red-handed. I was not here, I cannot argue. But I would ask you to take me in Father Girard's place. If there is to be a taking of life, let it be mine.
Please, no gestures, no martyrs. You can't resist it, can you? Take this one, shoot him.
Los machen.
You. What other information do you have for me?
You killed our brother. You promised. Father Girard.
Girard's turn has not come yet. If you wish to save your other brother, tell me anything you know.
But I know nothing. None of us. We know nothing. We are not involved.
You!
Nothing.
Take the other one. Take charge of the Englishman. You, Father Prior, come with me. Less austere than I imagined, Father.
What will you do with Father Girard? Will you not reconsider my offer? Are 2 lives not enough?
Oh, man of little faith. You'll see. I, too, perform miracles. You see? The raising of Lazarus.
Then mercy is not dead. A cruel joke, but I am humbly grateful.
Not quite a joke, Father Prior. These 2 are plainly innocent of all except being caught with their breeches down. Not so this one.
Los machen was.
They will serve as a living reminder of clemency and a warning. They will also scar the soul of your traitor every time he prays with him.
Then I repeat, what will you do with Father Girard?
His time can be measured. Unless, of course, you, Father Prior, have things to tell me. Perhaps if you were to tell me something about local resistance groups, saboteurs, evasion lines, I might be persuaded to be lenient. Well, we're all in the confession business, are we not? No? I see. Where are the other members of your crew?
I have no idea.
No heroics, please. What happened to them?
John Henry Oliver, Flight Lieutenant, number 114967.
Who picked you up? Who brought you here?
I brought him here and took him to my room without the knowledge of the Father Prior and the brethren.
It's no smiling matter, monk priest. Are you not frightened?
I have nothing to fear. If I am to confront my Maker, I am humble, but I do not fear. My transgressions are human, my sins those of omission. I am contrite, but not afraid.
It is Good Friday. Can you not be merciful, my son?
I will take them both for interrogation at my headquarters. Unterscharführer, take them away.
Los, Stammenführer. Los machen raus. Los, los. I do not understand.
It is finished.
I am sorry. I had no wish to shoot monks. He should not have attempted to escape.
He was not trying to escape. Merely to deflect your interest from that poor boy whose fear had become too great.
Take the bodies.
Not that of our brother, please. There was no time for him to confess, nor for me to absolve.
Very well.
Now please leave this house.
Not yet. I'm not yet satisfied. Follow me, please.
Are you comfortable, my son?
Who's this man?
One of our workers.
He's no monk?
A farm worker on the Priory farm. We have 8 workers not of the fraternity. No resistance worker, as you see. No bullet wounds. Just gangrene.
I had no idea working in a priory could be so hazardous. You rely on peasants to do all your manual work? Unpaid, no doubt.
We do the work ourselves. The local helpers merely attend to the animals and perform small tasks while we're at our devotions. We pay them quite well. Considerably more than the lay employers.
You knew about sheltering an enemy of the Reich and the possible consequences.
The brethren were not aware of his existence.
You did not know this?
I did not.
Deny it again. You knew.
No.
Again.
No.
When was this? I see. I'm so sorry. Yes, of course. Thank you, Father. The Gestapo have been to the Priory.
They found him?
Tried to bolt. They shot him. And Father Girard.
Oh, dear God.
Father Pierre?
He thinks they'll leave them alone. Now? Oh, Albert, what have I done? I should never have let them become involved.
You know, I like that monk. Better than I thought I could.
Enter.
Father, the soldiers have taken all the eggs and the last 4 hens, and there's nothing to eat but bread and cheese.
Then we will eat bread and cheese, Brother Oog, and thank our good Father in heaven for such bounty. Come in, Anselm. Close the door. Do get up, brother. Let us leave these extravagancies for the cinema and our sister's contrition. It is not for us.
Father.
Sit down, Anselm. Sit down.
Father, I cannot forgive myself. What is to be my penance? Will God forgive me?
I am trying to find it in my heart to forgive you. It is not easy. Girard was my friend as well as a brother. I can only charitably assume you knew not what you did. I have not got it in me to merely accept and find you innocent. As for your penance, it is to face your brothers every day of your life, knowing your fault. Please leave me. Father in heaven, forgive me. Enter. Gently, brother, gently. Thank you, Saul. Our provisions have been commandeered, I understand. A pity there was so little left.
I shouldn't worry about it, Father. Heaven helps him who helps himself.
Am I to assume that the German troopers did not relieve us of our stores?
Well, when I saw them arrive, I feared such an eventuality, so I took the liberty of placing our little stock out of reach. It is a sin to permit temptation to remain before such Philistines.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Oh, in case Brother Anselm finds his conscience too hard to bear, I suggest you go to him and remove the belt from his robe.
Yes, Father.
Was there something else?
Father, I am to go into Brussels on Tuesday, to the market. Did you wish me to see anyone?
No, Saul. We do not shun involvement with worldly things of great moment. Neither do we seek it.
Yes, I understand, Father.
I hope you do, my old brother.
Natalie painted that for you. I'm afraid I have some bad news for you. Father Girard won't be coming here again. Germans shot him on Friday. I'm very sorry.